Hi guys, I hope this music is not that loud. Let's see, I'm gonna put this one, stop this one. Um, just a few comments. Um, as you may have seen if you play this video in the future, I use a lot of indicators. However, today I haven't using them as much. I use them a little bit as reference um, to see where the price is, and depending on where the price is, I've been taking decisions. As you, if you kept watching the video, you saw that I lost a few. I changed the amount um, because I was losing trade, so I was trying to like reposition myself to try to read the market to see what it was doing today. I was at the beginning of the few trades. I forgot that I had this on 30th second from yesterday. That I was trying something different, and I lost the first few. I lost. I mean, I think I won the first one, and then I think I have a bunch of last ones. Um, so that's basically what I've been doing lately. I know that most of the veterans in these, they do like four trades and that's it. They get out of the market. I mean, I'm to be honest, I'm in demo, so I mean, it's not like I'm using live, but I'm pretty sure if I was doing the live trade, I would act the same way. And that's the whole reason I'm doing a demo, so I can do the same things that I'm doing on demo, I'm doing on live. So I used to trade for longer periods of time, but now I don't think I last for 2 hours. And in those 2 hours, I found different entries according to the price action in that moment. Because I began to notice that yes, indicators can give you entries, but as everybody knows, the signals that indicators give you are not 100% as anything, not even my own reading is 100%. However, my strategy has been giving me positive numbers. So it's no mystery that when I buy in a position, as you've seen in, if you haven't seen in previous videos, I enter. If I find a better price or a better entry, I keep continue adding. I begin with one contract. If I really like it, I may enter with more than one contract at the beginning. Um, I tend to not do it frequently because it will be like a bad start point. Anyway, if I see a better position, I add three contracts, and if I goes really lower, it depends on the situation. I will add even more contracts. Only before during that minute. I mean, we have around 30 seconds when the candle begins to enter the trade, and after the 30 seconds, then you won't be able to get to enter the trade until the next candle. I mean, it will any trades will be considered for the next candle. So let's say you enter when the candle has 29 seconds left on the candle. So when you put a 1 minute waiting time, it actually will give you 1 minute 29 seconds because it will be the 30 seconds that the candle have left from this one, and the 1 minute from the candle that you put in the contract in. Um, Unless it's like a really good price, and it depends on the situation, it's really not recommended in the real market to do that. I mean, I'm just talking about my experience. Just when the candle closes, then you enter, and then you have less than 1 minute. Depends on what's your position that you enter, a minute or less. However, in the OTC market, I do wait. I never enter exactly the moment that the candle closes. It's because usually I bought a better price uh, after the next candle opens and start moving, so I can start reading what it's gonna do, and that's the story what I do. I have more in at least in demo. Well, I haven't have an experience a bad experience in live trading, but in demo my best moves of my best trades has been in OTC market rather than the real market. I'm still kind of studying how the. I mean, you can read. It's completely different. How you read the market in OTC uh, pairs and actually the real market is completely different. It actually it's been sometimes it's harder for me to switch my mentality back and forth because in the real market I have to wait for the candle to close and see if actually did what supposed to do, and if it's a good position then enter. And in the OTC market actually you have to wait after the candle closes and see what it does to enter in the next 30 seconds to see if you're gonna enter a put or a call. It's a little bit complicated, but I mean, I think to be honest, in my experience, the little that I have, I'm not saying that I'm a super master or anything on this, but you can read 1,000 strategies. I'm not surprised I see so many people putting new strategies all the time when they actually tell you that you have to stick to one strategy, no matter what it is. Stick to it and master it and make it yours. Um, but most of the time, I think what we most of us uh, spend the most time on is finding that strategy that is like you feel comfortable with. Like it gives you the more you feel comfortable with. That's basically it. Like if the number of trades or the amount of signals or whatever you want to do, and that's the learning curve that everybody goes through in this. I think all the strategy works as a certain degree, and it's dependent on the plan and what you do with that strategy that will make your trading profitable or not. And that's the problem. The problem is not the strategy. The problem is our mindset and your psychology behind it. And stick to it. Stick to it. I think as any profession, I mean, if and I think I can not stress this enough. We are aiming here when we do binary options. We are trying ourselves to put us in the 10% of the population who makes money doing this. I mean, a lot of people don't understand that this is not an easy thing because what you're trying to achieve over here is something that just a few minority are actually successful and can make it happen. Can it happen? Yes. You have to pay a price for it? Yes. So I think when we lose in trades, and I think this I said this to myself, I'm trying to get into a profession of the 10%. It's a really minority who are successful over here. So I have to keep that in mind that in order for me to be successful, I have to be that in part of that 10% of achievers. And there's a reason why it's only the only 10% make it. It's not because anybody can do this. You have to put the work in order to be successful in this as any other profession. So right now, my last comment, well, I just entered a call. I thought it was gonna retrieve because there was a resistance point over here. It kept going down, so I know this is really likely to be a loss because the next candle opened below my price. So who knows? I mean, still returning. So, but I don't think it's gonna make a green candle. because it's too strong the downtrend. Maybe I'll get lucky. What do you know? I won that one. So see, as this in this example of this trading in particular, let me see if I have any comments. All right, in this trade entry in particular, I didn't follow any signals, no crossing. There was no crossing in the stochastic. It was actually, I mean, it was up trading, and when I saw that it reached this level over here, everybody knows who knows a little bit of technical analysis. Um, this was a resistance point over here, so I saw that it passed, it crossed. So I said, you know what? It's most likely it's going to reject that level. I thought this candle was going to make a wick. It didn't. It continued moving down. But in the next minute, I had enough time for it to bounce back, and actually I won the trade. So as you can see, um, that's why I did what I did. I followed price action instead of the the signal or the crossing. I knew it was about to cross because it crossed a little bit like a long time ago, technically, according to the 1 minute chart, and I know I have to bounce back because it was uptrending, so it need to bounce back at some point, and I thought it was a good resistance point to bounce back. Okay, that's why I entered. I discovered sometimes that these entries when they cross, I mean, it's crossing over here too, but it's not technically oversold in the stochastic. So I'm not really, most of the times I'm not comfortable with these because the price when it's like around the middle in the kernel, the kernel channel, it's like it tends to do like a free mode. Like I do whatever I want. I don't follow nobody. There's no strength. There's no nothing, and that's the difference with the OTC market. The OTC market gives you more clearer. If you learn to see the signals, like read the candles, it's easier to read the patterns most of the times, and you have to know how to read them. Um, Again, the market changes, so I'm not saying like if you learn how to read it, it will stay like that for an infinite amount of time because it will change the algorithm. And if you keep trading the same way in the OTC market, you will lose the trades that you used to earn at the beginning. So that's the reason why I'm doing a $50. I was doing $1,000 contract, and then now I drop because I'm just right now talking and trying out to see if I'm able to read the market just by reading the candles. And I think that's the most I think that personally it's the way that I like the most when I'm able to read what people are doing, like how the market is actually acting live and not just following lines because these are pivot points. Okay, so for example, and this is what I was telling you, this crossing was meant to push the candles up. Let's see if I can. Anybody who knows, this was supposed to move the candles up like that, and instead it rejected that level with no apparent reason and it kept moving down. So most anybody who's a little bit of experience know that this area, if no me, that's why they put the kernel channel. Yeah, there's a strategy that says if you once the kernel channel jumps out, there's a good signal point to put a put, or in this case, in the other side, put a call over here, and this one apply. In this case, it didn't happen. Okay, so it's not 100%. And even if I enter a second time thinking that it would do it, it was gonna be a loss as well. So You will be one, two, three, four, five, four losses before you actually get a win. Um, so I use the Kernel challenge for the moment just to see where the price is located. So right now it's like average according to the Kernel channel, the same way it was showing it over here. So anything can happen over here. It could have gone up and then retrace. Um, so I'm trying to see minor points of resistance. Maybe I would like to enter a call over here because this little wick and it starts to build kind of like a resistant area over here. So this was an interesting candle to go for a call and actually pay it out at the end. I didn't pay attention because I was talking, and I think that's one of the reasons that most people don't do live trading, pocket options or any kind of trading because it just distracts you for the moment. And again, I mean, lately I've not been been feeling really fond of trading in crossings because they tend to be, remember, you there's a lot of people behind the charts, like thousands of people trading like you, trying to make a living out of this. So, and only 10%. So you have to actually be that person who actually read about the trickiness of the trading, like trying to shake you out like a bull trying to shake when there's somebody on a bull ride, the bull is trying to shake the rider from the top, or even with the, wild horses like in those shows. So you're the one who has to stay in the horse and only 10% make it. So you have to always keep in mind you are trading with thousands, maybe millions of people, most likely millions of people that are in the trading industry, and you have to be in the top 10% if you want to see the next day. All right. Right now, I'm not really interested in this chart. It's been giving good candles, like this one over here was interesting. Really, really interesting. I like that as a put. I'm reading USB. So right now it's behaving in a different way that I used to trade, that you usually trade it. I'm gonna put a call over here. And as you notice, I put it in the runtime, and that actually happens really frequent. I should have put it different in a different moment. Right now, I believe it's gonna do that. And I think it's gonna be a win at the end. It could be a win. It's a high chance it's a win. It depends on where he closed after the 30-second. So now that is, I mean, according to my experience, now that it closed above my price after the 30-second mark, there's a high chance that this is gonna still be a win. In OTC market, the prices move very fast, so even at the last second, it could retrace against my trade. But this is most likely gonna be a win. Yes. So right now I'm looking at again to the trade. Uh, this I want to buy it over here at this price. I feel comfortable buying it over here. I put in a call, but it's gonna be too late, and I didn't get in time, so it's fine. You always want to pick the best prices, um, because especially in the OTC market, it's too late now. It's too late. in the OTC market, uh, you always have to find the best price. It would have been a loss, so it didn't do what I was expecting. So I'm glad I didn't take it. And he actually did what I was supposed to do. We put a price up one at the beginning, and then we traced back, thinking everybody was thinking that it was going up. He made everybody to be on a long position, on a call position. He was actually sinking everything. So now everybody is on a short position, and let's see what happens. I think it's gonna be, look, if we created a way, probably this is gonna go and enter up. So this is what I'm talking about. The market is always gonna try to shake most of the people. And look how strong it's going up, and everybody, according to this, is going on a downtrend. Everybody put a put, and it's going up. Actually, I would have put a call at this bottom, when especially creating that wick. Uh, so that's my analysis. Especially, I'm really aware that markets have to kick out most of the traders in order for the other ones to make money, and obviously the broker to make money. Um, so that's why I'm really extra careful with the OTC market. In this case, however, I mean, don't get me wrong, the live market I think is even harder, because in the OTC maybe I can predict some of the candles, most of the candles, really accurate. But in here, it's really hard to do to read the price action. To be honest, I mean, I still don't read it, and I think it will come with time and expertise. Once you learn how to read it, and it predicts everything. Like, you don't become a professional of your job or whatever activities you do overnight. And I think this is a serious or more serious than uh, than anything, because in this market there's no guarantees that you're gonna win money. At least if you have a job, I know you're gonna have a salary. Here, your salary is guaranteed by yourself, and you being smart. Maybe you're stupid, which I think we all traders are stupid at the beginning, because I think most of us think that we can make thousands of dollars overnight, and it's a long way to get there, a long way. You can have the perfect strategy, but your mindset is not in the right place. You can lose everything overnight. Okay, I'm gonna, just for the sake of reading the candles. No, I think I saw that. I don't like it anymore. So if, for example, this candle wasn't as big as this it is right now, I would like to enter a call. But this is overextended, so there's no guarantee. If we use like around Fibonacci, just putting an example, this is already on the middle, so there's a high chance for this to get retraced back. But if it wasn't as big as this one and the crossing was already made, then I would have liked to enter for a call. But right now, anything can happen. You could actually touch back again, up, or exactly do this. And even this one, it was even worse. Like, if I would have entered a call in this moment, like during the crossing, that's why I don't like. I'm not very fond of crossings. Most of the times, it depends. Maybe if it's right here, maybe like in the ends of the candle channel, then maybe I'm more comfortable. But here in the middle, this candle, nobody. If somebody went for a call after the crossing, nobody made money. I mean, most likely they lost money, because 1 point down or 1 point up, it can make the difference of losing the trade or actually making money with it. All right, I'll be right back. I like this one to the upside. I call these the ugly duck. There's a high percentage of time when I see this shape and it ends going up. In this case it didn't, and it retraced because it's kind of like consolidating over here. That's why I don't take it sometimes if there's an but if there was a stronger uptrend, most likely it wouldn't pay out. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enter 3 times up. So see, my problem with this is it was supposed to get the price down here and not up here. Still looking good for the uptrend. That's what I do, and the reason that I put 3 contracts when I lose one is because it gives me the chance to earn the trade to recover the trade from the previous one with the first 2, make extra, a little bit extra, and then for the 3rd contract, that's when I get the profit, I would say. And this happens really frequent. I shouldn't get the price right here at the bottom, and that's the difference between winners and losers, guys, unfortunately. I broke even, but if I would have taken the price at the top at the beginning, as intended, I would have earned that one. Well, that happens. Ah, no. Boring. No, I. Hmm. This is kind of interesting. Hmm. So this morning was kind of like aggressive because my number of trades were like the capital that I have very more that I was comfortable with. I mean, not comfortable, but it's like I don't like to go down too much. And I was at some point, I think when I put the last contract, as it was at 49,000. So that meant that I put like more than 10,000 in contracts, which is, this, even though I know what I'm, know what I'm doing, uh, it is, or I knew what I was doing, why I was doing that many contracts at the price that I was buying them, you could lose them. Yeah, definitely. So if I would have lost that one, I would have been right now like at 50,000 instead. I started originally today with 67,000, and it went up a little bit, then went down again, and to around 54,000. Then I put some contracts, and I was at 49 when those contracts were active, and then I earned, I won those, so I kept going up, and now I'm at 72, 331. So I guess like my objective for the day is, at least for the demo account, is to get between up to $5,000, between $2,000 and $5,000. I think I wanna create that habit to reach that $5,000 mark, or at least close to it, because $2,000 is not, um, it's a small percentage when you're risking so much. So if I make that $5,000, at least if I have a down day, which it happens sometimes, at least I'm increasing my capital over time. And the down days are not as hard as if I'm just making a tinier percent of capital. Like for example, last week I went from 55, 55, and I had a really bad day trading. I mean, now I used to be, the bad days were used to be more frequent. Now it's like really sporadically. But I dropped down to 37 when I was putting the last contract, and I was like, what? That's too low. I recovered back some part of it, but then that week, because even though it's a demo trial, I'm being really serious about it. Oh, and even it's not the same, but I'm treating it as serious as I can. Um, because I was like kind of upset because I lost so many contracts so fast, and I said in that moment, I think I ended at 40 something, 45 or 40, 48, something like that. And then I said stop. I stopped. I said no more training for today. I'll go start refresh for a new day. Um, and then yeah, I began working, and it was different. Um, in all the rest of the day was like climbing up a little bit more and more and more. When till when I got back to what I was before. So this is one of if anybody want to know about my experience, this is one of the things that I live at the beginning. Um, when I was having a losing day, I got crazier because I thought I was doing something wrong. It's like I was blaming myself, like you're not doing it the right way. You're still not understanding what trading is. You're not understanding the candles. You still need to order. You still need to study more and find a better strategy because your strategy is not working, and blah 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 blah. And it was completely false. And now I understand it. I mean, and I think everybody that goes through trading and want to make a living out of this, it has to go through that. You have to make money and leave. And nobody is, you're gonna hear it over and over, and you're not gonna listen. But if you want to make a living, you have to go through that hell so you can understand, because that's what happened to me. Yes, everybody told me, Alberto, you have to make your earnings and keep it. Just don't do more trading. Just stay away from the trading. And I was like super excited, like, but I want because I like it. I like to be behind the graphics and see what I can enter, where I can make my money and make more money. I thought this you can make money endlessly all day long. There's so many factors where that can hurt your account, and I can name a few. One, the market is not always the same. It changes all the time. It can change in a minute, it can change in 15 minutes, it can change the next hour, and whatever you were reading at that time, uh, it will be completely opposite or completely erratic to what your plan was. So once you did a few tradings and make your money, and that's what you have to plan ahead. What is your um, attack plan of attack is going to be. Uh, that's one of the reasons. Like when you trade endlessly, you're gonna lose whatever what you're gonna make in that day. Doesn't matter, and that's one of the reasons. The market changes. Second, you get tired. You're a human being. You're not a machine. The number of decisions that you can make with your mind in a non-stressful state are limited, especially because you're trading with your own money. Um, is crucial. You get tired. Doesn't matter how long you're sitting down in a chair. You're just looking at the screen. Doesn't matter. You're making decisions to earn money. So every decision counts, and it brings stress. In what that minute, if you put a 1 minute contract, it looks like a year. Um, Even the last 10 seconds looks like forever. Like that freaking clock doesn't end when you're winning the trade. So that brings stress, and there's a number of decisions. And once, if you start losing trades, your your brain starts sending those what we can call surviving signals, which brings stress, and to be and bringing those revenge motions, when what it does is just help you burn your account faster. So once you do your plan, and if you have a losing day, you have to know, I think, and I don't think we can stress this enough. You have to learn how to lose. You're gonna have losing days. Everybody's gonna have losing days, and I don't think why do when we talk about this more than actually learning how to win without a strategy. I think we need to learn more how to lose, because most of us don't realize or don't accept that we're gonna have losing trades, no matter what we do, no matter which teacher you have. That teacher could have 90% accurate rate, and he's still gonna lose. So it's learning how to lose well that's gonna keep your account going up, actually, because if you don't control your losses, you're gonna wipe more accounts that you can handle. That's for sure. So now I reached my goal for the day in this account. So that's why I'm putting a few signals, but I don't think I'm gonna enter anymore. Let's see how long is the half an hour. Oh no, we're being trading for an hour already. Okay. Alright guys, that's all for today. And like the video if you actually like it. See you soon.